Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another Chiefpep video. So this week we're gonna start with repairing that camshaft, or maybe probably repairing that whole engine. So first of all, I want to thank all my viewers and all you loyal subscribers, because it's unbelievable all the reactions I had after my last video with the disastrous thing, which was the camshaft, which was completely locked. Thank you so much for all your reactions. That really gives me a really good support to hang in there, to continue, and also to make a few extra videos of how I'm going to repair this. And this will be an interesting thing, because of course a lot of people who watch this channel have something with the XV 750 or 920 and are probably wondering what was the cause of this this camshaft lock. I'm not sure yet. But in the last week I've done a lot of research on several forums that we have, especially the Virago Tech forum, and I've noticed that this is not this is a common problem. And what could be the case is that one of the oil lines isn't giving the oil that it needs to give to the cylinder heads. Now let me get my camera and show you what I mean. Now, as I understand, this is for sure this is the place where all the oil comes in, and these oil lines should give their oil to the cylinder heads. And what I understood from all the forums that I've seen, that this big bolt here down here, that the holes in there are not drilled well, or not drilled properly, or have a too small of a size to get the oil through. And that means that those cylinder heads don't get their proper oil feed, and this is why the camshaft gets stuck. So this will be one of the first things that I'm gonna check, if this is the case in my engine. But before we can really go into that, I have to disassemble the bike. So I'm gonna take the tank off, all the spray painted parts, the exhaust has to come off, the rear wheel has to come off, because I'm gonna drop that engine out. And what I also want to do, I don't know at what moment I want to do that, is of course take the oil out. And when I take the oil out, I want to see which particles are there from the camshaft, so that I know that I have a feeling if I have to worry about the gearbox, which I hope I don't have to worry about. So without further ado, let's go into it. Okay, so I chose to undo this one, because then obviously the oil will get out in one time really fast as well. The only thing is, I have no clue what this thing is. It's a rubber-like thing with a number 1 on it. I have no idea what this is. No particles at all in the first phase. So I've taken a small lunch break, and in the meantime I've posted on the forum what this rubber plug is. It has a number 1 on it, and it fell out of my oil sensor drain plug together with the oil. Now I know that it is stopping something inside the engine. It's inside a hole, and it stops probably oil running somewhere. Now I'm going to continue with trying to drop the engine to the workbench so that I can continue working on the engine. That's what I'm going to do now. Now if there's something dropped in there off my camshaft, it should have run like this into, look, there it is. Here's the first part. I'm going to collect these to have a look at how, if I can still, collect all the parts that I have the feeling like, okay, I've got everything. But this has all to come off. I think there will be in here, in this cover, there will be a lot of debris, or how do you call it. So yeah, we're gonna take this step by step. Just small stuff like that. I don't know if that is a part of cam. This is the first piece that I found, but also a lot of that. I call it debris because I don't know the English word, but the particles, a lot of them already came out of my tensioner before, and this is really a large part which was just sitting there, broke off. I'm happy I found that one. Now before I let down the engine, drop the engine out of the bike, I also want to check the oil filter, because one of the stories I've read on the forum is that a really big cause of the camshafts being stuck is that the oil filter is putting the wrong way. But if the oil filter is the right way, you should be able to put your finger in the front to get it out or press it in. I'm really curious if I have it the wrong way, because then that would be for 90% the cause of my engine being stalled. So I'm really curious if I've done this wrong, and we're gonna find out. If so, I'm pretty happy, which sounds strange, because then I already have the cause of this all. This cap comes off really hard, which is okay, because then you know for sure that it is closed. I'm really curious. Well, I can put my finger in. So yeah, that's the right way. This is the wrong. So this side always needs to go in. If you can put your finger in, then you're okay. I don't know how I knew this, but maybe it's just also common sense or something. I don't know. Now you know why, oh yeah, I already told you why everybody should need a hoist. First thing I want to know is what's with that line, or rather the nut, the bolt I mean. So these bolts are most of the time okay, and if I see oil in here, then I'm also quite sure that this isn't the case. For sure I see oil here, a lot of oil. Well, a lot, there is oil here, so that's already strange. Using these seal bags to put everything together. Now since I won't be using this head anymore, although I'm not sure yet, if not, I have to I haven't even thought of that. That I might have to use a new, or have to wet blast a new head if the damage is huge there. Basically, oil is here. And now this line. So we are using 7. There's a lot of oil there. I see a lot of oil, so it's really strange. And these are the bolts that should cause the problem. If these holes aren't drilled correctly or something. I don't know, but I don't see anything suspicious here. Could it be that plug which I found? That rubber kind of squishy plug. I don't know. We'll just keep on searching. I'm gonna continue with this cylinder head. Yeah, the strange thing is that I haven't seen the oil line, which would be the biggest problem. Looks really like full of oil. Another thing which I dare not to tell is that my oil level, my total oil level, was also kind of low. I just have to be honest, I didn't measure how much oil I put in. It was almost 4 liters, that's for sure, because the can is 4 liters. But yeah, could the case be so bad that with a little bit less oil, not enough oil, the whole top got screwed up? Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Okay. So, let's show you guys. My valve did touch the piston, but not in such a way that I'm like completely like, wow, what happened there? Also, my valve is just showing marks, but not like Of course, I will change this valve for sure. But I'm not like, oh my, this is completely broken or anything. So I will change this one. It's also completely stuck. But to do the piston, I don't think so. See some places here, but this is just because, yeah, of the exhaust port. No, I'm not too worried about this. What I will do is, of course, later on I will turn the engine by hand and see how everything sounds. But this looks like okay. I'm not too worried about this. Yes, that valve touched the piston several times, but and I will change the valve. But I'm not like totally messed up, like oh no. Now what the thing is, I want to know how that cylinder head looks. So we're going to operate the cylinder head now. This is completely oil too. Have a lot of oil on this shaft which goes through the rocker arm. The valve doesn't even looks dense, but I will for sure replace it. So this seems to work. Just screwing this in. Just have this plate here, this ring, and now the shaft seems to come out. So I'm pretty happy with this. I was afraid I needed some kind of strange puller or had to make something. But yeah, the shaft comes out. Now, this gives me the opportunity to tell you something about this end. Because one of the things that people also are telling me on the forum, or what I'm reading in the forum, is that this spacer thing this is obviously no ball bearing. The camshaft just rotates in this thing, which is like, yeah, we have this word in Dutch, but glijlager. But it's a bearing without balls. This is also something that you can modify. You can modify it by just adding in a bearing. Now this is for sure a hack that I will do. Because this could also be the cause that inside here there wasn't enough oil, or wasn't coming not enough oil coming in there. I think it's kind of loose now. There you go. There it is. Well, so this is completely stuck in there, so I'm gonna change this with a bearing type. Yeah? With a bearing type, which is a great hack. Now let's see the damage. What do we find? Take out this rocker as well. It's also something that I'm wondering, did I put the rockers in the wrong side? I'm not sure at this moment. We have to study it if there is a difference. Yeah, I see a lot of oil. So I hope you can see. There is a lot of oil there, which really gives me the feeling that rather or there was not enough oil in my engine, which is completely obviously my fault, or something was not at, for instance, this shaft wasn't in completely straight, because in the back there you also just have, you just have to place it in, and then you put in your disc bearing, and you just place it in. And maybe I didn't check if it rotated correctly, or maybe a little bit tight. That could be the cause. But since there is so much oil here, what's the problem? Did my oil pump maybe was faulty? But again, a lot of oil here. Strange, huh? Really strange. Everybody wants to know what happened. Well, you can leave your comments if you have an idea what happened, and a lot of suggestions. This is the oil channel, so all the oil that comes from there comes out here, I believe. Really strange. Okay, so that's day one for the engine revision project that I'm in. Yeah, so far so good, I have to say. So I've done a few checks. First of all, that union bolt of the oil. Was that faulty? Was it too small? Was the size too small? This is should be a common problem for Viragos. I don't think so. I'm gonna check it with my spare engine as well, if that union bolt has the same size. Now that engine for sure has driven. I can see that it has worked. I'm probably going to use a camshaft of that engine as well, or maybe a camshaft that I still have in my spare parts. But yeah, I'm going to check it with that union bolt. So that's the first check. Then the cylinder head was completely full of oil. So that doesn't really give me the idea that it didn't have any oil. For sure, this is all completely stuck. There are two things that I think might have happened. The first of all is I think the oil level was really low, because when I had the engine in the bike on the motor lift, I saw that the glass was completely empty. So I didn't fill my oil before I went out to drive. I was so excited that I forgot to refill it. After the first turns that I did, remember that in the garage, I didn't refill the oil. So that could be cause number one, that just there was not enough oil to get there. Second of all, I am thinking that maybe this camshaft was a kind of stuck, not completely centered or something, and that may have been the cause that it has, was getting hot in this bearing. So I'm gonna do for sure this hack, this upgrade to real bearings. So I'm gonna order real bearings for this one. As I understood on the forum, everybody should do that if you have the opportunity. Of course, if your engine is running great, don't bother. But if you're gonna do a top-end revision, you might as well want to change that with a bearing. So that's what I'm gonna do too. Of course, I'm going to clean up the cylinder head completely, so that will be like new again. Put in new valves, new valve seals, new camshaft, and a new bearing. And in the meantime, I will keep thinking of what could be the cause, and of course, leave your comments as well, what you think the cause was. And don't forget, give me a idea of what that rubber thingy was. So who can tell me what this is? Now maybe in the meantime I will find out myself, so I hope you will find out sooner than I do. Okay? So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to put on a notification bell so you stay informed when I upload my new videos. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.